After hearing the wise words of Devarshi Narad, sage Valmiki, along with his disciples, bowed and worshipped him with great respect. Once honored, Narad asked for permission to leave. Valmiki agreed, and Narad departed, rising gracefully into the sky towards the heavens. Not long after, barely a short while had passed, Valmiki decided to visit the river Tamsa, a calm and quiet stream not far from the Ganga. When he arrived, he saw the riverbank clean, free from mud, and shining like a mirror. He turned to his faithful disciple and said, "Bharadwaj, look at this lovely bank. There isn't a bit of mud here. The water is as pure, as calm, as the heart of a good person. Put the water pot down and give me my bark robe. I want to bathe in this holy stream." Obediently, Bharadwaj placed the pot and handed Valmiki his robe. Taking it, Valmiki walked slowly along the riverbank, enjoying the beauty and peace of the forest around him. As he walked, something caught his eye. A pair of crane birds, inseparable lovers, hopping near the water. They sang in sweet, gentle voices, completely lost in each other. Seeing them made Valmiki smile softly. But suddenly, before Valmiki could react, a hunter appeared. His heart was full of cruelty. Without warning, he drew his bow and shot an arrow at the male bird. The poor bird, struck mercilessly, fell to the ground. Blood stained his feathers as he struggled in pain. The female, seeing her mate fall, let out a cry so heartbreaking that it pierced Valmiki's heart. Valmiki froze, deeply moved by sorrow and compassion. His heart burned, not just for the birds, but at the cruelty of the hunter. In that moment of pain, words poured out of his mouth. "O cruel hunter, never may you know peace, not in this life, nor in the next release. For you have slain, with merciless art, a loving craunch, pure of heart." As soon as he spoke, Valmiki stopped, surprised at his own words. "What did I just say?" he thought. The words felt different, balanced, rhythmic, almost like music. Turning to Bharadwaj, he said, "My child, did you notice? The word I spoke in grief have a pattern. 4 parts, each with the same number of syllables. They could even be sung like a song. These aren't ordinary words. They are verses, shlokas." Bharadwaj replied in amazement, "Yes, Master, your words are indeed verses." His response gave Valmiki quite satisfaction. Afterward, Valmiki bathed in the holy waters of Tamsa. But his mind stayed with the birds, the verse, and the hunter's cruelty. With Bharadwaj following behind, carrying the pot, he returned to his hermitage. Even as he sat down at ashram and tried to think of other things, his thoughts kept going back to that verse and what had happened. And then something extraordinary happened. Lord Brahma, the four-faced creator of the universe, glowing with divine light, appeared before Valmiki. The sage was stunned. He quickly stood up, folded his hands, and remained silent in awe. Recovering, Valmiki offered water to wash Brahma's feet, a seat, an offering, and praise. Then he bowed and asked after Brahma's well-being. Brahma, sitting on the fine seat, asked Valmiki to sit as well. Valmiki obeyed, though his thoughts were still on the birds and the verse. Reading his mind, Brahma smiled and said, "O sage, do not worry. The words you spoke in grief were no accident. By my will, they came from your mouth in perfect form. They are truly shlokas." Now, Valmiki, Brahma continued, compose the story of Ram, the supremely wise, the greatest upholder of righteousness, the most steadfast of men. Write about his life exactly as you heard it from Narad. Every hidden and revealed detail of Ram, Lakshman, Sita, and even the demons, you will come to know them all. None of your words will be false. So, create a poem, a holy and beautiful poem that tells the story of Ram. Then Brahma blessed him. As long as rivers flow and mountains stand on this earth, the Ramayana you compose will live on. As long as people sing this story, you will be free to live in this world and also in my divine realm. With these words, Brahma vanished. Valmiki and his disciples were amazed by what had just happened. In joy, the disciples began to chant the verse their master had spoken, saying, "Our teacher, moved by the sorrow of the crane bird, spoke words of grief, but they become immortal shlokas." In that moment, Valmiki made a firm decision. I will write the entire story of Ram in verses like this. And so, with divine inspiration, the great sage began to compose his masterpiece, a grand poem of thousands of verses, full of beauty and meaning, telling the glorious story of Lord Ram. Thus, and the second Sarg chapter of the Balkand in Adikavya, the first great poem composed by sage Valmiki.